Hi, film recapped here. Today I'm going to explain a horror thriller film called It. Spoilers up ahead. Brace yourself and take care. The film takes place October 1988. Bill, who is 12 years old, builds a sailboat for his younger brother Georgie. Georgie enjoys his boat in the rain when left alone. Bill's health kept him from joining Georgie. Georgie sails his boat into the murky water, but after colliding with a stop barricade, it sank into a sewer. Georgie spots a clown with his boat while peeking into the sewer. Pennywise, the dancing clown, who had awoken from hibernation, introduced himself to Georgie. When he offers him his boat back, Pennywise bites his entire arm and dragged him into the sewer. You might be wondering, who is Pennywise? We learn that in the Stephen King's novel, he arrived in Derry on an asteroid more than 1 million years ago. That's the only information of his origin from the film. During the summer, Bill and his friend Richie Eddy and Stan Ulrich are bullied by Henry Bowers and his friends. Bill, who continues to process the loss of his brother, determines his body should be pulled through the sewers and brought to the Barrens. Bill asks his pals to look into the issue because he thinks his brother is still alive. Ben Hanscom, one of Bill's new students, discovers that in Derry, tragedies involving missing children occur every 27 years. Ben encounters Henry the bully on his way back. With his knife, Henry, who was furious with Ben, writes an H on his belly. Ben quickly escapes in the woods. Henry follows him with his buddies, but after falling, he loses his knife. On the other hand, when Bill and his pals get to the Barrens, they discover a girl's shoe who also vanished. Ben then shows up to Bill and his friends in terrible shape. Henry's pal Patrick enters the sewer to look for Ben. Pennywise attacks and kills him. Pennywise constantly tracks them. They were assisted by Beverly Marsh, a young woman who is bullied for being promiscuous. See how there is no picture of Pennywise on the wall in this scene, but he is on the back wall in the next scene. Pennywise follows them everywhere, as seen by the woman who kept glancing at Ben as he was reading. The end result was Pennywise. In the meantime, on a goat farm, Mike Hanlon must butcher goats as part of his duty. But he lacks the strength to do so due to his phobias, and that he witnessed his parents being burned alive. As they all arrived at Ben's home, they set their cycles throughout the yard. Ben warned them that 91 people set up camp before going missing one day. They refer to themselves as the Losers Group. After saving him from Bowers, the group later befriends orphan Mike Hanlon. The same clown that murders Georgie has appeared in horrific ways to each member of the group. Everyone shares their anxieties at the park. Ben sees a headless man, Stanley sees a strange-looking woman, Mike sees a dead and horrific zombie. And Bill sees a terrifying phantom of Georgie and believes it was his fault that he vanished.
I go home and all I see is that Georgie isn't there.
Then they all understand why they are being followed by the same entity. They come to the conclusion that it represents each person's darkest phobias coming to life every 27 years to prey on the children of Derry before going back to hibernation. This takes them to an old well that is hid beneath an abandoned home on Neibolt Street. Why don't Pennywise eat adults? Pennywise claims that he loves to eat humans with fears, and kids are easy to scare, that's why he seeks kids. Pennywise then attacks them all, which is by far the most terrifying scene of the film. Bill then rushes to the house, once there throws his bike. His friends follows to aid him, also throwing their bikes in the road. Richie sees a missing poster, but ignores it's him. After becoming separated from his friends, Eddie met a dead zombie and fell to the floor. Richie, who was separated from Bill, spots a bunch of toy dolls and Pennywise, who is about to murder him until Bill came. Eddie awakens with a broken arm and sees Pennywise in the fridge. Eddie was about to get ate by Pennywise when Bill came.
Not real enough for you? It wasn't real enough for Georgie.
Beverly stabs Pennywise in the head just as it was about to kill them, causing it to flee. After fixing Eddie's arm, Richie leads the gang outside. They all gave up trying to stop Pennywise and leaves. Mike too gives up when Bill and Beverly are the only ones remaining. He is the primary person to enlist all his pals in it. Chapter 2. Pennywise also visits Henry. Instead of killing him, he sought he use the blade to kill his father and the other losers. Weeks later, Beverly is caught by her insane father trying to flee her home. She easily knocks him to the ground, but Pennywise abducts her. Henry enters his father's room with a knife as he watches the same program Eddie's mother and Beverly's father had watched, which indicates there is only one channel found in Derry. Following the murder of Henry's father, Pennywise urged him to kill all losers. Bill, who is waiting for Beverly, got uneasy. As he enters Beverly's home, he notices, "You die if you try" on the walls. To save Beverly, Bill makes a call to all his buddies. As soon as everyone gets to the house, they leave their bikes in the middle of the road. For this movie, they received training on how to ride the bikes, but not training on how to park the bikes. They make an absurd noise as they ride their bikes. They enter the home and head for the basement, lowering themselves with rope down the well. Mike was on his way down, but Henry came and attempts to kill him. Mike fights him and shoves him down the well. Beverly, who was held captive by Pennywise, tried to run. It collapsed due to the lights in Pennywise's mouth. The losers group travel the sewers to its lair, spotting a mountain of circus props and children, its child victims floating in midair. The group locates Beverly and wakes her up. Bill spots Georgie, despite being unconscious realizes he is actually Pennywise. They were given the choice to live a happy life in exchange for Pennywise to feed on Bill and go into hibernation, but they refused. They courageously face their fears and best Pennywise, and he flees underneath the sewer. Bill declares Georgie's death after finding shreds of his coat. In the summer, Beverly told the group about her dream, and how they were all fighting it as adults. So they made a pact: if it returns, so will they. And then the movie ends. That's the end of my It Movie recap. Like and subscribe for more content like this. Don't forget to turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.